So hello, my name's Evelyn. I am a, I guess I can't touch that. I am a seconded faculty member, which means, I'm just a regular teacher. I taught for 18 years at the Toronto Catholic District School Board, and now this is my 4th year here at the faculty, and absolutely love it. So I get the pleasure of talking to you about the third piece of the program, right? So the first 2 pieces, the practicum, community placement, and then the third piece, which is your coursework. Because yes, you will be required to take courses and to come here and have classes. Yeah, and I get to talk to you about that. So, I just want to start by saying we know what people say about the courses, what you've heard. That it's drudgery, that's a lot of reflection. Oh my gosh, these reflections. It's the necessary evil that you have to endure in the program, because what really matters, as we've already heard, is the practicum, right? That's where the action's at. The fun part is being with the kids. So let's just get on with it and just let me get to practicum. So I have to endure these classes, and then I get to go and do my thing in practicum. And we get that, because, I'm not going to lie, we used to think it too, back in the day. And there's a lot that you bring to this, right? You know a lot about teaching already. What can we possibly teach you about teaching and learning when you already come to us with a wealth of experience? We know, we've read your files. So, you've been coaching, you've been doing, camp counseling. Some of you have been doing instructional learning, like you've been doing music lessons or dance lessons, or some of you have actually already been teaching, either abroad or in private schools, right? And now you're coming back to get your degree, so you know already a lot about teaching and learning. On top of that, you have been a professional student since you were 5, right? You've been playing the game of school for a long time, so what could we possibly tell you more that you don't already know? And you're good at it, right? You're good at playing school, because look, you're here. So if we just tell people, show the kids the way we did it, then it's good, right? Like, we'll just keep perpetuating the system that we have, and we'll just tell them the way we've been doing school, and all will be good, and we will move forward, right? So the classes are kind of boring, right? It's like, well, what are they going to tell us? So from that perspective, we think there are some questions that come up, right? Because here's what we do know. Here's what we're learning anyway. Yes, we've all played the game of school, and we know how it works. But we also know that the game's rigged, right? Not everyone excels at the game of school. The way it's designed now, right, in its current model, it advantages some and disadvantages others. We know this, right? We weren't all in the academic stream. So are we okay with that? If we just keep doing what we're doing, are we okay to maintain that status quo? And we know that we have a good system in Ontario. We have an excellent system in Ontario, but it's not the best. There are better out there, where even those who do win at the game of school, their learning is optimized, their potential is optimized. So in our current model, are we optimizing the potential of our best students in its current form? We got to ask that question. And the other piece is if we just keep doing what we're doing, right, we just keep maintaining the status quo, are we really empowering the students of today and tomorrow with the skills and knowledge that they need to tackle future problems that we can't even conceive of, right? Are we giving them that advantage? We had great teachers. I'm sure you've all had great teachers. I'm sure those great teachers are those people who inspired you to be here. And maybe you came into the program with the hope that one day you will be like those great teachers. I certainly did. That was kind of like, I can't wait one day to be that great teacher. And so here's what we're thinking, is that we're hoping that you're not going to be like those great teachers, but we actually need you to be better than those teachers. Because that's what your future students require of you. It's not good enough to be as good as. We need to be better. Follow what I'm saying? So how do we do that? How do we get better? We have to learn. We got to learn. We got to learn a lot about teaching and learning. And we have to really critically analyze what we already think we know about it. Do you know what I'm saying? So here's what your classes are not, okay? Let's start with that. Your classes are not something you have to suffer through. Yeah, no. They're going to be really good. It's not a waste of your time. The classes are actually really important that you come. And you have to come. It's kind of mandatory, but that you be present, right? You know how Diane was saying being fully present for practicum? Yes, absolutely. But you got to be fully present and engaged and come ready and willing to learn from your instructors, from each other. And we're not playing the game of school here, friends. Those days are done. Your game playing of school, those days are absolutely done. That's behind you now. Because what we have here at the faculty is not a grading culture. That's what you're used to, right? That's what we're all used to. Hoops. You know, jump through the hoops. Show me what I got to do. Just tell me how to get my Amos. You know, that's done. We're not doing, and competitiveness, you know, undergrad, hello, you know, competitiveness for the grades, that's done. That is not what this is about. This is about creating learning cultures. This is why in the Faculty of Ed, we can expect a minimum of C+ and above, because it's our job to ensure that you get at least a C+ and above, that you perform at that level. That's our job, is to help you perform at that level. Make sure that you're learning. And we make sure that we're all learning together. It's a collaborative approach, right? That's the beauty of our classes. And it's not about marks. It really isn't about marks. You're all going to get the marks. I tell my classes first day, what mark you want to get in this class? Like legit, what mark you want? You want to get an A? You're all getting A's. So let's put that up. Let's put that aside. Let's stop chasing the marks. Put that. You're going to get it. Now let's just focus on learning. That's going to get you that A. And if you need extra time, I'm going to give you extra time. If you need one-on-one, I'm going to give you one-on-one time. If you need to resubmit the assignment because you didn't quite, well, resubmit it as many times as you need till you get it, till you understand it, till you own it. That's what this is about. That's what practicum's about. That's why it's pass-fail. We give you the opportunities to learn and grow. And then you say, yes, you're there. See what I'm saying? So this is what, if that's what our classes are, this is what our classes are. Okay? Okay? Okay. This is what it is. Okay. We are here to challenge. You are going to be challenged in these next couple of years. All of your preconceived notions of what you think teaching and learning is about. You're going to, in the process, identify your biases. Because here's the thing, folks. We all have them. We know that. We have our own biases, right? And these biases influence how you interact with your students. Parents and teachers as well. But most importantly, how you interact with those kids. Your bias influences that. And here's the thing. We can't get rid of our biases. You know, to say to be unbiased is unrealistic. But what we can do is we can learn to identify them, own them, and then check them. Right? Check the lens. That's very hard work, right? Because that requires us to go into very uncomfortable areas, right? There's a bit of discomfort there, saying this is my bias, which is why we create collaborative cultures, trusting, collaborative, safe spaces in our classrooms where we can challenge each other in a way that's not aggressive, in a way that's not, do you know what I'm trying to say? Where we can really help each other own our perspectives and say, wow, I didn't realize, right? And go into those uncomfortable areas and have those really rich conversations, which is why the reflective piece is important. I'm going to talk about that in a second. You're going to question and think critically about all of your experiences, both your past, right? Growing up, going to school, all these years of experience, plus your practicum experiences. So when you're out that one day a week in practicum and that one day a week in community placement, right? Then you're going to come back to class, right? In that way. And what are you going to do? Second you come back into class, I see it all the time. As soon as you sit down with colleagues before the class even starts, oh my gosh, you guys, you can't believe what happened to me in practicum this week. This kid went nuts, or whatever, you know, or this kid finally got it. It was amazing. I sat there and I saw it. I saw the kid understand for the first time, you know. You're going to share those experiences, and we're going to actually think critically and question the good and the bad. Hopefully, you're going to have failures. Hopefully, you're going to have those wrestling moments where it's like, I can't figure this out. Yes. You're not going to know it all. We're still figuring it out. But that's why we have these classes. See what I mean? We come and we share. Okay, there's more. There's a whole other slide. Look. Yeah, we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to build and participate in meaning professional learning communities and how to be a reflective practitioner. These are big words. Concepts. Because we're trying to get... We're trying. The goal, it just came out actually yesterday from the ministry, is to have all professionals, current professionals in their schools, create collaborative professionalism, it's called, you know, how we get together as professionals and we collaborate and we talk, because this is very foreign in our profession, believe it or not. Your teachers probably didn't do a lot of this. Or if they did, it certainly wasn't mandated of them. What do? We go in our classrooms, we shut the door, it's me and the kids, right? It's this very isolationist kind of model that we've had for years and years and years. We are trying to break that down and create spaces where we are collaborating, because we know that we learn more And we learn more meaningful, more deeply when we learn in community. We know this. The evidence has shown us this. So we have to create these communities here. You may or may not experience that in your practicum. The hope is that you are experiencing that. But you certainly need to be experiencing that here. So we create these professional learning communities. So you're not just learning from the instructor. We are expected to be each other's teachers. So your experiences matter. You have a voice. You have to share that here so that others can learn from you. That's very, very important. And we need to be reflective practitioners. Yes, the reflections. You are going to write lots of reflections. There's a reason for this. Because it is in reflecting that we become better at our practice. Because that's what this is. It's a practice. You don't just come out fully formed teacher, I'm here, and just do that for the next 20 years. It doesn't work that way, right? We know kids are different. You're different. So if you're not constantly going through the cycle, plan, act, observe, then reflect, that's how you learn. That's how we get better. We want to become better than before, right? It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And then you're going to learn how to engage in inquiries, right? You're going to have a question. You're going to come with these deep, burning questions. And you're going to live with this question for the whole year, maybe 2. That's the point. Hopefully you'll come away from our classes with more questions than answers. That you will take your entire careers maybe to address. But you will find out what is your burning passion about this profession. Hopefully that's what's going to come out, whether it's in the first year or the second year, but what is your niche? What, and sometimes it'll be with that critical moment with that student who drives you nuts, so you can't really get to. That's going to be the kid who's going to tell you, I want to invest in figuring this out. See what I mean? It's really fun. And then you're going to learn to be a teacher, researcher, and have that open stance. I don't have the answers. We don't know all this. We're here to search for answers together. And have that open stance, which is hard because we're expected to know, right? Teachers are expected to have answers. Kids will ask you, what do you mean you don't know the answer to that? I said, I don't know the answer to everything. What, I look like Google to you? Take out your phone and Google the answer. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that we expect of ourselves because that's traditionally society expects teachers to know, whereas we're asking you to be open to questions, open to not knowing. You know? It's a shift. It's uncomfortable. But that's okay, that's when we learn. So we are going to shift our focus from teaching. It's not about teaching, but it's about the kids learning. Learn about learning. That's what you're doing in your first year. Being really focused on looking for evidence of learning. How do you know that that kid learned what you were teaching? Because those are 2 different acts. Teaching and learning are 2 totally different things. Just because you're teaching it doesn't mean they're learning it. So you are going to be hungry for evidence of learning in your first year. What does that look like? Because once you know what that looks like for every different kid, because learning looks differently in different settings, right? Different grades, different classes, different teaching styles, then you'll be better prepared in second year when it comes to your turn to teach. See what I mean? And then it's not about, I love this, it's not about content delivery. We don't do that anymore. It's not about us delivering content, right? Sage at the stage. Giving just copy notes. We don't do that anymore. It's called the internet. Okay? We all are sources of information. Students, we expect students. I expect at least one of my students, if not more, to be more brilliant than me. And to allow them to shine and to share that light. So it's about uncovering content together and not knowing and it being okay, being comfortable in the ambiguity. Students don't like that. Students expect you to know. Even at this level. Oh yeah, it's fun. When we start co-creating learning goals, what's this course going to be about? Build the course with you. You have input in what this course is going to look like. You have input in the kinds of assignments that we're going to do. Because it has to matter to you. That's what engagement looks like. We talk a lot about student engagement. You have voice and choice in this class. It's not about me, it's about you. So we have to create those spaces here so you know what that feels like. And you're going to go off and model that. and then, hold on, there's more. Oh yeah. Then it doesn't become about, it's no longer about managing students, right? Student management, right? Classroom management. Well, I need some classroom management techniques. What do I do when they go off the wall? It's not about classroom management. We're not here to control students, right? We're here to work with students and empower them to own the space with us, Teach them those skills of self-regulation, of holding each other accountable, the responsibility piece as learners, sharing that space together. I'm not here to manage you, I'm here to work with you to learn how we learn in community. Get it? Once you do this, and it takes a while, but once you start doing this, it is powerful. You will see students react to this so quickly. It's like babies in water. They just know how to swim. And yeah, and then ultimately, friends, this is the most beautiful profession because you have an opportunity to affect change. That's why we do this, right? We want to create a better world. We want to create students who are capable of making the world better. So you have to see yourself, if you don't already, as an agent of change. That's the bottom line. We are here to make that difference. So you're not here to be like your great teachers. You're here to be better than those great teachers. Do you have any questions? I know, right? It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging, but obviously you're here. You made it through, so you are up to the challenge, and we are here to support you. That's the bottom line. We're here to support you.